Okay, I call this meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everyone for coming. Roll call, please.
Lyndon Baines.
Here.
Charles Cooper.
Here.
Becky Duncan.
Here.
Vanessa Matthews.
Here.
Elizabeth Pendergrass.
Here.
All are present.
Okay. All right, would you read the minutes, please?
The regular meeting of September 2017, be it remembered that the Board of Mayor and Aldermen met in regular monthly session Monday, September the 11th at 6 p.m. at City Hall in Jamestown, Tennessee, when the following proceedings were had and entered of record to wit. Present and presiding, the Honorable Darlene Mundy Davis, Gail Dishman, City Recorder, and on a roll call by the City Recorder, the following members of the Board were present: Lyndon Baines, Becky Duncan, Charles Cooper, approved the audit contract with Malden and Jenkins. On a motion by Lyndon Baines, seconded by Becky Duncan, the Board on a roll call vote, all for, none against. Well, I already see a mistake there. Alderman Duncan excusing herself from voting on this, approved that part right there has to come out, the accusing herself from voting. Approved the grinder pump added to the agenda. On a motion by Lyndon Baines, second by Becky Duncan, the Board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, approved the grinder pump. Sharon Cravens then addressed the Board to ask for Best Friends agreement to be renewed. On a motion by Charles Cooper, second by Lyndon Baines, the Board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, with Alderwoman Duncan excusing herself from voting, approved to pay September's utility bills for Best Friends. On a motion by Lyndon Baines, seconded by Charles Cooper, the Board on a roll call vote, all for, none against, approved to table for more discussion could take place. The board asked Mayor Davis to see if the county would be willing to meet to discuss Best Friends. With no further business, on a motion by Charles Cooper, second by Becky Duncan, the Board voted to adjourn. Take this out right here, and here, there was two.
Okay, are there any corrections needed to the minutes, which I believe were being made as the minutes were being read? I need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve it.
Motion's been made by Councilman Cooper
I second it.
and seconded by Councilman Baines. Is there any discussion? No discussions? And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the next thing we have up is, are there any discussions or grievances from the city, from the audience? Anyone present would like to speak? Okay, no one present to speak, so let's move on. Okay, the report of the mayor. Well, we are starting Bluegrass Friday night back up, beginning this Friday, October 13th at the community center. It's going to run from October through April. And we're looking forward to that. We can get the Bluegrass people back out there. They thoroughly enjoyed it this past year, and we want to continue it. Also, we received from Senator Yeager's office, notified the city of Jamestown that we received the CDBG grant, which was the max that we could receive of $525,000. And only 38% across the state received anything this year from the state. So we are very fortunate that we received this. And I was also told that by Senator Yeager that it was an excellent application that was put in, and That is due to our engineer, Tom Bennett, and our grant writer, Amanda Maynard, that they put in such an excellent application. He said it was right at the top, so we've got that to be very proud of. So let's just give Tom, he's sitting here, a big hand. And he will say a little bit more about that grant, what it's for, and such in a few minutes. Also, want to let everybody know that we are doing the Trails and Trees in December. It was last year had grown, and so we're wanting to grow it even a little bit larger. And so we will update you on that at our next meeting, what will be going on and things of that nature. Okay, Steve McCoy, I want you to report just a little bit about what's going on with the roof and anything else at the airport that has happened and whatever else.
Okay, the roof at the community center, they should have finished it up today. And the crack seal at the airport's all been finished. And all the hangars and have been done at the airport, so everything at the airport's good to go right now. And the roof should be finished today.
We're good. If anybody has driven by the community center and seen that pretty roof, it really looks good. And we've been so many improvements made out at the park, and people are talking about it, and so we're very proud of what the city is doing and all the workers and what all the effort they have put in and everything that's going on. Okay, the city engineer's report, Tom Bennett.
Good evening. Thank you for making my face red there to start the meeting. Golly, I think I couldn't be more excited than anybody. I think back to 2010 when we started this program, or the city desired to start a rehabilitation program, and this is now the fourth CDBG grant that the city has gotten, totaling, over $2 million in grants alone just for sewer rehabilitation since 2010. And in my 20 years of doing this work, that's probably the best I've ever seen. And there's just a lot to be thankful for there. Y'all have been approved every time you've submitted into a program that's probably the most challenging in the state of Tennessee to get funds from. So everybody wants money from this program, and as the mayor said, 38% of people get it, so you should be proud of the fact that that y'all been given that grant. It's a wonderful thing, and when you put that together with the $1,700,000 something grant we got, in 2014 for the sewer plant, my math adds up to about $3.2 million in grants over the last about 6 years, and so that's really an amazing accomplishment for the city, totaling probably near $5 million in construction that the city has either completed or will be completed on this project this year. And so just a reminder, this grant is for sewer rehabilitation and a continuation of what was started last year, really, or I guess we completed it last year, and that was to continue rehabilitation of the sewers within the downtown corridor. And those were all based on a lot of efforts by a lot of different people over time and putting priorities to areas of the city. This is interviewing with staff and really just sitting down and trying to figure out where to put these sort of funds and things like that. So this project at this point is subject to some change based on design and approval, but it will generally encompass work within the downtown area to what we hope would be similar to what happened last year for the rehabilitation, where you get to do a lot of this work without a lot of disturbance. What we call in situ rehabilitation, that's the focus of what this work will try to be in order to rehabilitate the sewer system while at the same time not just completely devastating everything. And so the focus of this project will be to try to do that with the least amount of disturbance, because this one's going to be, again, right in the downtown area. Coming up 52 towards City Hall, heading out, I I guess, Main Street both directions, and then just a little bit of work out towards, from industrial kind of up towards the fairgrounds area, along that creek there. There's some areas that are priority, so. Anyway, I'm very thankful that y'all got this. This is a good thing for the city, and thankful that we've been able to now get the fourth one. And so we'll get started. There's an item on the agenda for us to get started with the project. And the state has a very defined schedule that we have to adhere to, so would ask for consideration to start the engineering design on the project, and as it's outlined in the old business. Just a couple other things I'm working on, the grinder project at the Main City Pump Station. I've just finished the plans, and so I'll be releasing that to bid this week with the focus of trying to have bids back and ready for your consideration for next meeting. That will be subject to getting bids and getting good bids. So that's small projects are always a challenge. That's a small project in the grand scheme of things. So, but that's ready to be released for bid. Plans and specs are ready. So we should be trying to get that out this week. Wilder Gas project is underway. I've been working with them a fair bit throughout, and they're really making good progress now. A little bit of difficulty at the beginning just because of the rocks. It was a little bit slower than normal, but they're making very good progress, and everything's progressing as intended. The couple other things we haven't talked about in a while, I just wanted to bring up. I'm working with TDOT on two pretty major projects regarding the relocation of Jamestown gas facilities as it relates to the Highway 127 project that starts up near about Clear Creek coming into Fentress County, and that's a widening in some cases and or relocation of Highway 127 coming from, I call it Clear Creek Hill, coming into Fentress County. And then there's two projects currently underway within TDOT that have that project going from there to the just about the Clark Range High School. So that's a fairly substantial project. Those have been going on for some years. But they're now really progressing to the point of they're asking for relocation plans and things like that. So we're working on that. It's really kind of picking up now. And just as a reminder, those are subject to what's called Chapter 86, and so every part of that project is payable by the state of Tennessee under the Utility Relocation Act. So, but I'll keep you posted. Not much to report there, but I just want to remind you those projects are going on. And so that's it. That's what I had, and I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Very good. Okay, building inspector report, Bob Lane.
I have two or three things. The Farmer's Furniture down there is they've already put some furniture in there. They're not open yet, but they're getting ready to have a grand opening. The Beatty, the apartments over on Beatty, the rehab is done on them, and they're building an addition over there on one of the offices that's going on, and we're working on the grants for the rehabilitation of about 5 homes here in Jamestown. And one more thing, that's all I'm going to tell you about this. Something good's getting ready to come to Jamestown, and that's all I can tell you, but it's going to happen.
Well, we're all waiting to hear what's so good.
That's all I can tell you.
That's all he can tell us.
That's all I can
It's
tell you.
okay. All right, city attorney.
All right, so it was a light month for me, which is a sharp contrast to the last 2 months. But for this month, I met with the city recorder and reviewed the airport changes, some of the things that you guys approved at the last meeting. And also at the Planning Commission meeting this month, they approved the dark sky ordinance that I had prepared to pass along to you guys. You'll probably be seeing it next month. So that's pretty much it for me.
Okay. All righty. Next up is the old business, and we have engineer contract for the CDBG, and so Tom is going to enlighten us.
Yeah, of course. So you all, before you submitted this, you did what's called an RFQ, or request for qualifications from engineers, if you remember. Selected our firm to do that, subject to, of course, the approval of the funding And so basically what you have before you would be the engineering contract to proceed with the design, bid, and construction phase services. And that's the same exact thing that was submitted with the grant. Our fees are paid by the state. And those are, if you see in your packet, there's 2 pages. And you'll see first my letter. It says Ben Associates at the top. And then the second page is attachment A, the grant budget. And so you'll see grant contract, and there's 3 items there that are outlined in gray. And that means grant contract are paid by the state, and so those are the 3 items for consideration for the engineering services for the project.
Okay. Are there anybody been asking any questions anything about that? Okay, we're ready to go to new business, and
We need a motion on that. To sign the contract.
I'm sorry, yeah, I'm jumping ahead and saying, we need a motion to approve the engineer contract for the CDBG sewer grant. Do I have a motion?
I make the motion.
Okay, motion made
I'll
by
second it.
Councilwoman Pendergrass and seconded by Councilman Cooper. Is there any discussion? No discussion, roll call, please.
Lyndon Baines.
4.
Charles Cooper.
For
Becky Duncan.
4.
Vanessa Matthews.
4.
Elizabeth Pendergrass.
For it.
All 4, none against.
Motion carries. And now we can get to the new business. Jumping ahead of myself. All right, we have with us tonight, the first thing we have on there is the approval of a proclamation for National Chiropractic Month, which is this month. And we have with us tonight, I'm sorry, Dr.
William Allen.
William Allen, who we would like to make this proclamation. We need to read this. You want us to read it?
Yeah, you can read it.
Okay. Whereas according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, as many as 1 in 4 patients who receive prescriptions opioids long-term for non-cancer pain in primary care settings struggles with addiction. Whereas every day more than 1,000 people are treated in the ER for misusing prescription opioids. And deaths involving opioids have quadrupled since 1999. Whereas the spread of the opioid abuse has prompted the White House to announce it will designate the opioid crisis a nation emergency. Whereas because of this epidemic, the need for non-invasive, non-drug approaches to pain management for common musculoskeletal conditions such as back pain has increased throughout the world, and particularly in the United States. Whereas the American College of Physicians in 2017 released updated low back pain treatment guidelines that promote the use of non-invasive, non-drug approaches as a first line of defense against back pain before the use of pain medications and surgeries. Whereas chiropractors focus on the whole person with their non-invasive, non-drug approach to healthcare and pain management. Whereas there is a growing body of research validating the effectiveness of chiropractic services, spinal manipulation in particular for the treatment of low back pain, leading many respected healthcare organizations such as the ACP to provide chiropractic spinal manipulation in their guidelines for physicians. Whereas National Chiropractic Health Month 2017 serves as a reminder to all citizens of Jamestown, Tennessee, that non-invasive, non-drug treatments for low back pain such as chiropractic services, spinal manipulation may lessen or eliminate the need for riskier, potentially addictive treatments such as prescription opioid pain medication, and should be thoroughly exhausted whenever possible before initiating over-the-counter and prescription opioid therapy. Therefore be it resolved that the City of Jamestown, Tennessee officially joins with the American Chiropractic, ACA, and the Tennessee Chiropractic Association, TCA, in proclaiming the month of October 2017 as National Chiropractic Health Month. And we're certainly glad to do so. And we have, this we need to,
You can sign that. That's just what I
Okay.
put in there.
we need to sign this one, all of us.
Right.
And this one.
We'll slide that in there.
Slide it in here, so.
But we need a motion to approve the proclamation.
Okay, I need a motion to approve the proclamation.
I'll make the motion.
Motion's been made by Councilman Baines. Do I hear a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councilwoman Duncan. And is there any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Lyndon Baines.
4.
Charles Cooper.
4.
Becky Duncan.
4.
Vanessa Matthews.
4.
Elizabeth Pendergrass.
For it.
All 4.
Okay, motion carries. What's today's date?
The 9th.
Yeah.
And I'll let you just, as it passes around, just go ahead and sign it and bring it back this way, and then we will give that to you. We appreciate you coming tonight. Is there anything that you would like to say?
Well, if anybody has questions about it, I mean, one of the biggest things is we all know people that have addiction problems that never been to be addicted to it. It's affected our families, friends, and stuff. So we're trying to give people an alternative to getting on this and trying to give them a first approach to getting out of pain, which we're very effective at doing. So as you know, it's like a pandemic in Tennessee and locally too. So that we're trying to really make a difference in the community with this. So we're trying to join with our state and national chiropractic associations and bring awareness to this. So that's the main purpose.
I think it's a good thing because it's certainly something if there's an alternative before they ever get to having to
Right.
take that pain medicine is a very good thing, so. And if you'll just come up here and I'll just give this to you and, could we get a picture made, and you can put it behind the plastic.
Okay.
All right.
So you can take a picture with mine too, if you don't mind. We do mine too then.
I never get to take a picture of the plastic.
Use the anti-ugly filter. Good.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you
thank
so
you very
much
much.
for
Thank you.
coming.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Okay, the next thing on under new business is approval of financial statement for September, and for the general funds, that is $691,728.26. Water, $971,077.04. Gas, $1,433,486.48. And that comes to a total of all three of those funds, $3,096,313.57. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve it.
Motion's been made by Councilman Cooper to approve. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by,
Vanessa.
okay, by Councilwoman Matthews. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lyndon Baines.
4.
Charles Cooper.
4.
Becky Duncan.
4.
Vanessa Matthews.
4.
Elizabeth Pendergrass.
For it.
All 4, none against.
Okay, the next item under new business is the approval of the monthly bills for September. And the September bills, this is a large amount, but it includes some big ticket items on it. It includes the natural gas bill, it includes the purchase of the boring machine, and also the new sludge truck that we require. So that total comes to $706,898.56. Do I hear a motion to approve the monthly bills for September?
I'll make the motion.
Motion's been made by Councilman Baines. Do I hear a second?
I second.
Motion's been seconded by Councilman Cooper, and is there any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Lyndon Baines.
4.
Charles Cooper.
For
Becky Duncan. 4. Vanessa Matthews. 4. Elizabeth Pendergrass.
What?
All 4, none against.
Okay, we have a motion carried. We have one more item that we need to add to the agenda. And last month, we agreed to, we made a motion to pay the September utility bills, the gas and water for the Best Friends. We need a motion to continue paying the utility bill for them up until the time that they get into their new situation or location. And then we will take a look at it again then. I need a motion to that. I need a motion to add this to the agenda, then we will vote on that. Is that correct? I need a motion to add this to the agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Motion's been made to add it to the agenda by Councilman Baines. Do I hear a second?
I second it.
Motion's been seconded by Councilman Cooper. Do I hear any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Lyndon Baines.
4.
Charles Cooper.
For
Vanessa Matthews. 4. Elizabeth Pendergrass.
For.
With Alderwoman Becky Duncan excusing herself. All 4, none against.
Okay. All right, now we can make the motion to continue paying those utility bills up until the point in time that they have acquired their new location, and then we will take a new look at it all. Do I hear a motion to that effect?
I make a motion to that effect.
Okay, motion's been made by Councilman Cooper. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Motion's been seconded by Councilwoman Matthews. Do I hear any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Lyndon Baines.
4.
Charles Cooper.
For
Vanessa Matthews. 4. Elizabeth Pendergrass.
For.
All 4, none against, with Ms. Duncan recusing herself.
Okay, and I believe that we have completed everything, so do I
I
hear a
make a
motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
And I second
Okay,
it.
motion's been made by Councilman Cooper, seconded by Councilman Baines.
You roll call vote.
Any discussion? Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, folks.